Alrighty, so I apologise if I sound tired. I've been up since 4 AM. I couldn't get any sleep last night because I was anticipating Dying Light the Beast, and the game released here in New Zealand at 4 AM this morning. I couldn't sleep at all. I was trying to get some sleep in before it released and I couldn't. So I ended up just staying up and waiting for it to come out. And I've been playing it for the last 6.5, 7 hours. And I just want to do like a little first impressions, I guess, on it. I'm a massive Dying Light fan. I've pre-ordered both the other ones. I've bought pretty much every outfit and everything that you can get for them. I've put hundreds, if not 1,000 or so hours on each one, on multiple platforms too. So it's no surprise that when the Beast was announced, I was extremely hyped and I couldn't wait to play it. And now it's finally out, came out this morning. And because I had the Ultimate Edition of Dying Light 2 on PS5, I managed to score this for free. I was a bit confused when I first accepted the bundle though, because I wasn't able to buy the digital deluxe bundle because it said I already owned it, but then when the game actually released, it turns out that I only owned the standard edition, but I got like a pre-order bonus or something, but it still won't let me buy the deluxe edition. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but I'll play without the deluxe edition for now. Who knows, they might add a story DLC or something to the game later down the road. But I've been playing it for the last sort of 7 hours now, and I kind of just wanted to give my first impressions on it from, you know, a hardcore fan, and sort of just see where we're at, what I like, what I don't like, what I think could be improved on. And for the most part, I'm gonna go on a limb here. I know a lot of people are probably going to be angry that I'm going to say this, because a lot of people for some reason are quite angry at Techland. I don't know why. You know, I know they did a whole microtransactions thing with Dying Light 2, and you know, a lot of people weren't too fond of that, but I'm not too sure why they're getting so much flack at the moment. But I'm going to go out and I'm going to say I really like it. I liked Dying Light 2, but Dying Light 1 was always my favourite. And honestly, this feels like a new contender. It's like Dying Light 1 if it's improved even more. You can definitely tell they've put some time and care into the environments. It's not like Dying Light 2 where buildings felt copy-paste. Pretty much all of your safe zones were the same. This has been handcrafted from the ground up, and it shows. It really does. The environments look stunning, sometimes photorealistic at times. And this is only the PS5 version. I haven't even bought the game on PC yet. I just wanted to play through it and get the platinum on PS5. And I was guaranteed, obviously on a console, you're guaranteed the game to work day one, so I have noticed a couple of little bugs, but they're nothing major. They affected a couple of videos I was recording, because I'm currently doing a playthrough and recording all of my gameplay at the moment, so all of the clips you'll see in this video are just clips I've recorded from my playthrough, but I'll try and avoid spoilers in this video. And if you want to see the story, there's a whole playthrough on my channel going through the story anyway. But yeah, so I want to start off on the strong notes. I want to start off where the game's strengths really shine, and that is the environment. The environment looks photorealistic. When you're standing on top of a building and you're looking over at the sun setting, it's just breathtaking. Honestly, it looks amazing. You can see the leaves falling from the trees. You can see them like blowing down the gutters on the streets. The lighting, it's not even ray traced yet, and the lighting and everything is just phenomenal. They've done such a good job, and I'm surprised that they've been able to push that engine that far before they've had to obviously upgrade to a later version of their engine. And I'm just thoroughly impressed. The game is so well optimized too. I mean, I remember when Dying Light 2 came out, it ran at like 40 FPS most times. Dying Light 1, when that came out, it was capped at 30, but it ran at like 26, 27. I have not noticed a single frame stutter in the whole time I've been playing Dying Light the Beast. And I can tell it's running at least 60 FPS. I don't know what the actual frame rate is, but it's definitely not 30. but the frame rate's stable, it doesn't jump around. PlayStation obviously does like an upscaling thing where it'll downscale your graphics to keep performance up if it needs to, but it doesn't even do that. The image quality doesn't drop at all. So I definitely think the environment is one place it really shines. The combat and parkour mechanics are great. They've definitely been refined even from the last game. They just feel phenomenal to use. I was a bit hesitant when I saw the first gameplay reveal for Dying Light the Beast, and it looked like the weapons had sort of no weight to them. It looked like they were hitting the enemies, but there was no weight going into the attacks. There was no sort of force going into it. But now the final build's out, I can tell you for a fact that that's not the case. I was actually very wrong, and the combat feels better than it's ever felt. You actually feel like you're hitting the enemy. Like I can't describe it, but it feels great. That brings me on to my next thing of the gore system. Now, I would say the gore system in this now is on par, if not very close to being on par with Dead Island 2. The gore system is just, it's insane. I'm not going to go too much into it in the video for fear of getting my channel taken down or something, because I know that YouTube's got all these sensitivity rights and stuff like that in it at the moment, and you're not actually allowed to show much of it. So I can't show too much of that side of it, but I can tell you for a fact that the game does feature quite a lot of gore, and it is awesome. It is really awesome. They've definitely outdone themselves in that avenue as well. So yeah, and like each weapon swing feels like you're actually impacting the enemy's bones. You can, yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. I recommend experiencing it for yourself. But anyway, on to the next thing. The storytelling in this it's definitely a step up. I haven't finished the game yet. I'm only like, I don't know, probably a third of the way into the story. Hence why this is a first impression. But I've done a few side missions now too, and it's sort of the same as Dying Light's always been, in the regard of the quests are very linear. So obviously the second one tried to go into the choice and, you know, changing the game world based on your choices and things like that. But this time around, it takes Dying Light 1's approach in the sense of the story's linear, but the side quests are too. So they all sort of like merge in. So like you've got your different zones like you do in Dying Light 2, where different zones have higher levels, except this time around it's actually done really well. And it is actually harder to go into a higher level zone. You struggle a lot more to kill certain enemies and things like that. But basically, a lot of the campaign missions, as you get further in, they end up in these higher level environments that you can't really fight in because you get absolutely clapped. So then you've got to go do side quests, and you've got to do certain side quests at that time to, you know, get into the rhythm and get your level up so you can enter those areas. You can go into those areas anyway, but the chance of you surviving are very low, especially on the higher difficulties, than it would be if you just leveled up doing the side quest. And I plan to 100% it anyway, so I have no problem with going through and playing the side missions and everything as well. I actually prefer it that way. I like to finish all the side content in that, because I've always got this fear that I'm going to spend so much time, I'm going to do most of the side content, and then I'm going to complete the game and find out I can't actually continue after completing it. And I don't know, I've avoided spoilers like the plague, so I'm thoroughly enjoying my playthrough, and I don't really want to have it spoiled, hence why I'm not watching any other videos on it at the moment. But, so the storytelling's definitely taken a step up. I think they've definitely got the cutscenes nailed down as well. They've got the right amount of third person mixed with first person. You know, you can customize Crane in quite a lot of outfits as well, and it's nice to see that they're live cutscenes in the sense that Crane actually wears the outfit you've put on him. So if you're wearing aviators, if you're wearing a hoodie, if you're wearing jeans, you know, high top sneakers, anything, they actually show up in the cutscenes, which is cool. And I can definitely tell they've put a bit more emphasis on the writing this time around. And I don't think Dying Light's ever had the worst writing. I think it's just been a bit generic. Dying Light 1 was a bit different, you know, being an agent sent into the zone. But Dying Light 2, you know, find your sister, like, that's pretty done and dusted by now. So I think they're definitely trying to step forward there in the storytelling department. And I like the way they introduced the main antagonist and everything like that. Like, they didn't make him overstay his welcome. They showed that he was a wanker, and then he took off. And that was pretty much the gist of it. They didn't sit there and try and blab on about how he's this, how he's that, how powerful he is, and all this other garbage. They literally showed he was a wanker, and then he left. And now you basically, you know, you can make up your own decision. So basically, everything that they've changed is for the better. I don't think they've actually changed anything that I've seen so far that has been changed for the worse. Even the gunplay, so they've changed it now. So instead of clicking on controller, you used to have to click R3 to aim. Now it's like a proper shooter. You can hold the left trigger and then obviously your right trigger to shoot. Features adaptive triggers and everything, just like everything else on the DualSense 5. But even that's been improved like tenfold. Like the firearms and the weapons handling and everything, it just feels so much better now. The animations are so good. Even the animations for the NPCs and the enemy humans and things like that. They'll actually seek cover, they'll run. If they're firing, they know virals are coming, so they'll try and hide while they're firing, and they'll try and do things to bring their attention to you, like they'll shoot barrels next to you and things, just to sort of get the attention on you. So the AI is very sophisticated in this compared to what it used to be. And the ragdoll physics are back. You know, you throw a zombie off a roof, they are going to hit the railing, they're going to flop over that railing, they're going to hit the roof on the other side of that railing, and then they're going to slowly slide and then fall to their death 4 or 5 stories down. So I don't think they've changed anything here for the worse. I haven't even got into the sound yet. The sounds for this game are just incredible. I love the soundtrack. The soundtrack is sort of like a remastered version of the old soundtrack that we saw in Dying Light 1.
Eat this!
Town hall. He's gonna blow up the whole block.
When?
Now, get the fuck out of there. You need to evacuate.
Raise the alarm! We need to evacuate! Everyone, out! Now!
And honestly, it is phenomenally done. Like, it is crazy how good that soundtrack slaps. And also, the sound of the weapons, the sound of the explosions, the sound of the firearms, the sound of the running. Everything has a different sound as well. So if you're running on a tile roof, you can actually hear that you're running on a tile roof. If you're running on a wooden plank, you can hear you're running on a wooden plank. If you're climbing a tree, you can hear that you're climbing a tree. It's had so much effort and detail put into it. And I'm going to hurt some people's feelings here, but I've been seeing a lot of comments on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and even TikTok about people complaining that this game's, you know, $60. Well, over here it's $110, but in the US and things like that, it's $69 or something like that. And I think it's worth every cent, you know. I got it for free, as I say, but I guarantee as soon as I finish it on the PS5 and I platinum it, I like to have things to do. I like to I like to increase my game time, and I like to earn achievements and things. So the minute I finish it on the PlayStation and I 100% it, I'm buying it on PC, and I'm going to play through it again. It's worth every cent that you could spend on it. and it's going to be supported just as much as Dying Light 1 and 2 were. It's going to be supported with constant updates and everything, constant fixes, and the game is in a pretty stable state on release now. So the game has had a bloody good launch compared to a lot of other games that have come out. Look at Borderlands 4. That's struggling at the moment. The launches could be a lot worse, and I think Techland have hit it on the head here. And I think that the people that are complaining about the price of the game and things like that, or they're complaining about, I saw some people complaining about the PC specs, even though they knew that they weren't the legit PC specs. And my thing to you is, if you've got that much time that you can sit there and complain online and reply to, because some of these people I saw reply to 10, 15 comments in a row, and not replies, but like they've replied to 10 or 15 comment threads, like whole comment sections. And if you've got time to do that, maybe gaming's not the hobby for you. And I'm going to offend some people when I say that, but if you're going to complain that a game this high quality is $60, or you're going to ask the developer for it for free and then get salty when they say no, you probably shouldn't be playing video games. Or go play a Ubisoft game. Go play Far Cry. Or go play, Assassin's Creed. Like, it's, you get what you pay for. They could be greedy. They could do what Assassin's Creed did and make you play the game, like, give you the game on time for an extra $40. I actually watched a Penguin Z0 video about that not too long ago, and it was so interesting. But, he had a point, and that was that a lot of these developers now, especially Ubisoft, are going to make you pay an extra $40 to play the game on time. You're not getting the game early. If you buy the basic edition, you're getting the game 3 days late. You're not getting the game 3 days early. So Techland could have done that. Techland could have, I saw another thing on the Steam threads about, because Techland are giving away heaps of skins at the moment, and heaps of people complaining about it, saying, oh, what a greedy way to get people in. Would you rather they give you nothing? You're not paying for it. As long as you are going to play their game, they're going to give it to you. You're getting free skins, or you can go through and earn them through the Pilgrim's Outpost. Like, I'm convinced nowadays that people just want to whinge about things. But my point being, Techland have earned my respect through the first Dying Light. The second Dying Light, they never lost my respect, but I started to question where the series was going. It just went down a bit more of a intricate path, and I think it was a bit too intricate for the IP, purely for the fact that, it was just trying to be too much at the time. And I feel like with Dying Light the Beast, they've just got that perfect balance of what made Dying Light 2 good, but what made Dying Light 1 good. Because the original's always going to be the best, let's be honest. But I would genuinely say, and I love Dying Light 1. Dying Light 1 is one of my favourite games of all time. And I think the Beast will give it a run for its money. Genuinely. I'm not just saying that to exaggerate. I'm not just saying that to tickle Techland's balls here or anything. But I genuinely think that Dying Light the Beast will give Dying Light 1 a run for its money. Dying Light 1 will always be superior because it was the first game. But Dying Light the Beast seems to innovate, reinvent everything Dying Light 1 did. Just enough to make it better. They haven't reinvented the wheel. They've just tweaked things. Like nighttime. Nighttime's pitch black. Like, it's awesome. Like, outside of your flashlight, you can't see anything. And the sound effects, like the chase starting sound effects and things like that they've added now, it's just crazy. Like, how good it is. Like, the soundtrack and everything is just amazing. And keep in mind, this is just a first impressions video. I'm only 6 hours into the game. 6 or 7 hours into the game. And I'm already, all over it. Like, I love it. The next thing I wanted to talk about in a positive light is the driving. The driving physics actually really surprised me. For someone that plays racing sims, and, I play a lot of arcade races as well. The driving actually really surprised me. I'm not, like, the collision physics and things like that, yeah, they weren't the most realistic. But the handling is definitely better than I expected. I expected a lot worse, put it that way. The handling of the vehicles and everything is just, it's a lot better than Dying Light The Following. But Dying Light The Following had nothing wrong with it, it was just a buggy. Whereas now you've got a ute, and I can definitely tell they have put some effort into how that vehicle handles. It's not like they've just slapped an asset in there and made it so, you know, programmed it so you turn left on the stick, the vehicle turns left, right. They've actually taken some time to code all of this and get it all like mint. Like this honestly, I rate it. The driving is good. It's definitely not as clunky as it used to be. It's they've outdone themselves here, and I'm not just singing their praises, but for the most part, I thoroughly enjoy that. I like the fact they've gone back to the original stamina thing of, you know, you've got combat stamina and sprinting stamina, but you don't have stamina for climbing. I didn't mind that in Dying Light 2. I really didn't. I actually thought it added a new sense of challenge to the game, especially when you're playing on the higher difficulties. But I can see why people didn't like it, and I like the fact that they've gone back. Another thing I see people complain about, and I urge you to take it with a grain of salt, is that the individual level ups for combat and agility are gone. Yes and no. Now you just earn XP collectively between whatever you do, whether you're doing combat or you're doing parkour. You earn XP collectively, and basically what happens is you've got 3 skill trees plus your beast meter skill tree, and your beast meter skill tree you get points for by getting kills and things like that in beast mode, and you can upgrade your beast mode to last longer, to do new moves, to sprint faster, things like that. Whereas your other 3 skill trees are a mixture. They're not like, one's not strictly agility and one's combat. One will give you better gas efficiency, better vehicle mileage, you know, less damage on your vehicle and things like that when you have collisions. But in that same skill tree, you've got things like being able to craft certain items, being able to heal more health with med kits and things like that. Whereas then you've got another skill tree and it'll have the drop kick as the first skill, for example. But then after the drop kick, it's something like can reload while sprinting, and then maximum health increase. And then on the other skill tree, it's got things like slide distance, jump distance, dash. So they're all mixed in, and I do like it this way. I do prefer it this way. Keep in mind, this game started as a DLC, and that's another reason why I can't argue with the price point, is you're not even really paying the full retail price of a game anymore. You know, you're probably getting it for $30 cheaper than you would be if you bought the game as a retail AAA title. I definitely rate this, and I think it's a bloody good game. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to have a quick chat about it, let you guys know where I stood with the game. 100% recommend. I couldn't recommend it more. If you like the original Dying Light and you thought Dying Light 2 was a bit meh, give it a go. If you like Dying Light 1 and you like Dying Light 2, give it a go. You can't go wrong. If you've never played a Dying Light game before, this game has the feature to rewind and have a look at the past 2 stories. Give it a go. Right guys, stay safe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.